Okay, welcome to my live stream. This is well, I've titled this one California Mama Titty Fuck, and just picture a bunch of nude women on a California beach with big bouncing breasts. What a beautiful sight that would be! And just picture yourself. Um, okay, so hi, welcome to my show. I see there's somebody in the audience. You're in for a real treat if you hang on to this. This is a live broadcast. This is a YouTube live stream. And anyways, so I've got some really fun. Uh, I lost the listener. Okay. Anyways, let's see. What should I do? What should I say? What should I talk about? I want to keep it. I don't want any dead air. I want to keep it interesting. Keep it real. Keep it enlightening. Keep it both real and keep it surreal. How about that? Keep it real and keep it surreal. Okay. I think I'd rather keep it surreal than real. Let's keep it surreal. Yeah, keep it surreal. And how do I keep it surreal? I just have to be myself, my real self, and I'll keep it surreal. Anyways, let me see. So, remember when I was talking about how, so let's say um, you're wandering around New York and you're in a taxi cab and you happen to see Danny DeVito. So let's say you're on Madison Avenue and you're cruising past, like, just you're kind of cruising around. You're trying to find like you're just doing some sightseeing. You're out of town. Let's say you're from Iowa or something like that, and let's see, you just happen to see Danny DeVito. He's just kind of like wandering around with Rhea Perlman downtown New York, and the cab pulls over and they climb into the cab. Um, so you look to him and you're awestruck. You feel like you're in the presence of greatness. It's Danny DeVito. You don't know what the fuck to say to him. So you just kind of stare at him like dead-eyed, with kind of like a blank stare at him, and with kind of like you just can't think of anything to say. Nothing. You just can't think of anything. So you just kind of like stare into his face, and the trip just kind of like you just go on for several blocks like that, and finally you get to he starts to talk to you about how he knows that there's some kind of like if you drive all the way. So he talks to the taxi driver. Okay, excuse me, taxi driver. Yes, what is it, Danny? I just wanted to say that if you take this taxi and drive all the way to Dubuque, Iowa, there's a place in Dubuque, Iowa that has a tear in the fabric of time and space. In this tear, a tear in the fabric of time and space through which we can all be on the set of the filming of an episode of Taxi in 1979. We could all be on that set. Okay, let's go. So you, Danny DeVito, and Rhea Perlman go all the way from Madison Avenue, New York, to Dubuque, Iowa. You stop at several places along the way. You stop in Ohio for a while, Illinois, Indiana. You finally get to Dubuque, Iowa, and you go to the tear in the fabric of time and space. But okay, so you get there. You're like in the fields of Iowa, and you're trying to find it. You say, well, so where is it? Well, I'm not really sure exactly where it is. All I know is that it's somewhere in the suburbs of Dubuque, Iowa, which is an extremely rural, desolate place. So you get to the suburbs of Dubuque, Iowa, and you get to somebody's backyard, and so Danny DeVito, see, he happens to when he puts on these special sunglasses, Danny DeVito, he puts on these special sunglasses that allow him to locate a tear in the fabric of time and space. Because a tear in the fabric of time and space emits a certain radiation that is part of the spectrum that is not visible to the naked human eye. But when these photons that are emitted from the tear in the fabric of time and space pass through Danny DeVito's special sunglasses, they're refracted in such a way that when the light lands on Danny DeVito's retina, the light, okay, it lands on his retina, and then it travels down Danny DeVito's occipital lobe, where it reaches brain, and inside Danny DeVito's brain is the image is formed of where the tear in the fabric of time and space exists. So he can only see it with these sunglasses. He's got these special sunglasses, and they're I don't know, they're round. Okay, they're really big. They're round, and um, they're mirrored. Um, they're huge, actually. They're this is these gigantic sunglasses. They're almost like bigger than Danny DeVito's head. They're just enormous sunglasses. Um, it's like the biggest sunglasses you've ever seen. But you know, the cool thing about them is that you can locate tears in the fabric of time and space with them. Um, so so you're walking around like the suburbs of Dubuque, Iowa, with Danny DeVito and Rhea Perlman. Danny DeVito's wearing those gigantic sunglasses, um, and he notices that the the tear in the fabric of time and space is in somebody's backyard. Um, and so now you got to find a way to get into the backyard. You can't just like break in. You can't just climb the fence. You have to like knock on the front door and like ask if if they're going to allow you to get into the backyard. So okay, here we are knocking on the backyard. There's somebody named Marvin Gates that lives here. Okay. Oh hi. Excuse me. Are you Marvin Gates? Yes. Here I am. I'm here with Danny DeVito and Rhea Perlman. Um, we just happened to notice Danny DeVito is wearing these like sunglasses through which he can see like a tear in the fabric of time and space. And through this tear in the fabric of time and space, we can like go back in time to 1979 to film an episode of Taxi. Okay, so here's Marvin with Marvin's response. Well, wait a minute. Aren't you forgetting something? What? What am I forgetting? How can you go back in time to the filming of something that actually happened back in time? Let's say the filming of this episode in 1979. Let's say there was an episode of Taxi filmed in 1979, starring Danny DeVito and all the people that were on, part of Taxi. Um, whatever events took place during the filming of that episode, those events are pretty much that's past history. How can you alter the past? That's a good question, and I have a very sound, logically sound answer to it. Here's the reason. There's not just one timeline from past to present. There's an infinite amount of timelines. there's a timeline that depicts the events in all the scenes and everything that was filmed for the show Taxi as you see it on this plane of existence. And that there's another timeline that skewers off into another direction. And from there, we can enter this timeline and film an alternate version of it to be seen in the near future, and then again in rerun form in the distant future on this alternate timeline. Oh, I see. That makes sense. Okay, so where is it? It's in your backyard, Marvin. Okay, so Marvin shows them to the tear in the fabric of time and space in their backyards. So let's go. So they go through the tear in the fabric of time and space, and wait a minute. They end up on the wrong set. They're on the set of the show Friends with Jennifer Aniston. But wait a minute. It's a show Friends with Jennifer Aniston, but then also I'm seeing Jennifer Aniston and Courtney Cox, but instead of Joey and what's the other guy's name? David Schwimmer. I'm seeing and there, so it's kind of like a combination of different shows. Somehow we like went through a timeline that took us to a. It's like the Friends set, but it doesn't have all the characters. It's Jennifer Aniston and Courtney Cox. But then there's what are the other characters in Taxi? Judd Hirsch, and then I'm also seeing Tootie from The Facts of Life, and also Blair Warner and Joe. You know, the woman that played the girl that played Joe. She was like an auto mechanic on The Facts of Life. And then also there's Captain Steubing. What the fuck is Captain Steubing? So instead of landing on the set of Taxi, we've landed on the set of Friends with various members of other shows. But we don't have a script. We got to write a script. We don't know what the fuck the show's about. It's an amalgamation of different shows. It doesn't make any cohesive sense. Oh, wait a minute. I'm a writer. I got to write the script. I'll see you. Bye.